Everyone, how's it going? Another stream today. I'm more excited about this one personally. I don't know about you. Few things to do today. Personally, I'm more excited about this update than the Thouzer, the last unit update. That wasn't too exciting to me, but this one seems way better. So today we'll be looking at the new units. Is going to be Divine Beast Thouzer, which is pretty cool. There is a new story as well. A few new updates which we'll be looking at, and a new event. The event's kind of basic though, I've started that already. It does have some cutscenes. It's okay, nothing crazy about the event. We'll have a look at that a bit later as well. And main focus will be the unit obviously and the arc, but we will also, as normal, go through all the updates and anything that has changed in this update. So let's get started, I guess, with looking at the units first. I did do a few summons earlier by myself because I was just a bit too worried about the UR arc personally. So I was trying to get that, because we'll talk about that soon. Let's have a look at the unit first. Personally, I really like this unit. When Thouzer originally came out, I thought he was pretty cool and was a good unit, but we just never really had a good place to use him in, and his skills were kind of slow, and he just, even though he had a lot of good skills on him, it just never felt like a meta unit, even though he was like the main bad guy right now in the story. He looks great, kind of a mix between Lagrange and Thouzer. That's exactly what it is though. So he is a soldier type. I can see a problem with this though, because, yeah, we'll talk about that once we get to the traits, I think. Stats, look at that HP first of all. I think that HP is pretty good. His HP not going to be as high as obviously Ryvern, but if you have his UR arc, then I think his HP could be pretty good. It seems like it. Strength, defense, mine's not bad, so kind of average stats. Attitude resistance, -2 light and earth. Okay, -2 light might be a bit of a problem. Earth as well. I'm trying to think of, while I'm reading this, I'm thinking of how good is he going to be in arena and what weaknesses does he have, because he might be an arena unit considering he's got some arena type skills and things in his kit, which we'll be looking at soon, and he's got Human Slayer, things like that. I am seeing a few problems, but he does have some good things too, so I'm trying to have a look at the problems. And one problem is the actual weakness. -2 light makes him vulnerable to Prefect of God Mia, which a lot of people use her, and Megius if anyone uses him in arena, and any other light DPS obviously. And Earth, vulnerable to Vayne, and he's a soldier as well, so he's probably going to die quite quickly from Vayne, I would think. But I don't think he's really going to be a unit to tank damage. I think when I was looking at this, it seems like he's mostly going to be for damage, and isn't really going to be like a hybrid tank slash DPS unit like Megius can tank some damage and do good damage at the same time. I don't think it's that type of unit. Think of more like Lagrange has higher strength but less defense. He can tank decently well, but he's not for it. He's all about damage. Kind of reminds me of that, and Thouzer is a mix between Thouzer and Lagrange, so it makes sense in that sense. And one important thing, he's got nil to stun and curse, which is a huge one. Especially curse for arena, that's going to be quite useful, and stun in general. I just like having stun resistance. That's just very nice to have too. Good stuff at the moment. Just getting started though. Skills, I haven't really looked too much at his skills. I was hoping one of his skills would be a close the gap skill or something, but I don't know. We'll have to try out the skills later, because I will be getting him for sure, because I do want this unit quite a lot. He looks great to me. Skill 1 is just a medium area mid-range dark combo attack. It looks okay, and in the video that I saw it looks similar to Prefect of God Mia's skill 1, but it doesn't say it's long range, so I don't know. I'm going to have to try out his skills and see the range on them and how good they are, because if they have higher range than what it says here, then they could be pretty good, decent long-range skills in Arena, but I don't expect that. I expect him to be more of a close range, just get in there and do a lot of damage type of unit. That's what I imagine, personally. Skill 2 I think's decent, but I think it does look quite slow on the animations. The animation's cool, but the skill 2 isn't the best. It's not the fastest skill, but it does have give a physical damage minus 20% debuff to one target. That is great. That is nice to have a debuff on a skill. I always like those. I like those a lot. But medium area dark combo attack, it's an okay skill, but it's probably not going to be your main source of damage personally. If you want to debuff the enemy, then yes, you could use a skill 2. Like maybe it'd be a good idea to use a skill 2 against a boss or something that does physical damage, or and then start using your skill 1 and skill 3 for your maximum DPS damage. Most likely going to do that. Skill 3, I like his skill 3, it looks pretty good to me. Gonna need to try it out, but at least from the video it looked okay. Frontal jumping medium area dark combo attack. Sounds nice. Followed by a wide area dark combo attack. Yeah, it looked pretty good to me because there was like a persistence to it from his video. Kind of like Prefect of Godmia's like lightning and her, those holy things, pillars of light. Not the same, but kind of like it looked like the skill ended, but it's still doing some damage around him. At least that's what I was seeing from the video, but I'm wondering how fast you can spam his skills and if they kind of combo into each other, because foul, shift foul, skill 3 is just a skill 3 that you can spam and it can combo into each other because the animation is so short and it keeps going on and it allows you to use another skill on top of it. That's amazing, we need more of those units. Special skill, nothing special about this special. Powerful dark combo attack to one enemy, kind of basic. You're not really going to use this too much, I think. At least, in my opinion, I'm probably not going to use this special that much. It could do some good damage potentially. It depends on his damage caps, which could be okay, but I don't see myself using specials that much anymore, so for me, Great War of Ruin I haven't been using that much, even though it is still the best, probably the best UR arc. I just don't see myself needing to use specials in this game currently, apart from the supportive specials. The damage specials, I don't really use those anymore, just because you can just spam physical DPS skills now or magic, and that just does way better. I know specials are time stop, but it takes more time to do that. So traits is where it's more interesting. His trait 1 is a lot to it, but short story is it's kind of similar to Megius and Graphel's trait 1, where he's got a charisma that boosts dark damage and damage cap, so we'd like to see that, and I want to talk more about that soon. So trait 1, when you only have one sword equipped, so you need to have one sword, which means you can't use any other weapon, you can't use Trishula or anything, so he is locked to being one sword unit. Dark damage, 30% damage cap, 21,000. 30% isn't that much damage, personally. We've seen other traits that have a lot higher damage than the 30% on a trait. But he does have some damage elsewhere, so it's not a big deal. 24,000 damage cap is great, and that is to all damage as well, so that will apply to a special if you want to use it. Very nice. When the enemy is near death, then your skill and special damage is increased by 20%, and damage cap is increased by 27,000. I do kind of like this idea. It's kind of like, I don't know what the percentage the enemy needs to be, like when are they near death? I don't know, is it 30% or what? It might be 30% or less, I don't know, I'm just making it up. It doesn't say the percentage number that the enemy has to be at, but that can be useful for finishing off bosses, and I think his damage caps could be good against bosses, but I just don't know how fast his skills are yet. I'm going to have to try that out later to really see his DPS. maybe it could be good, but this, even though it's only 20% damage, that can benefit in Arena too. If an enemy is close to death, then you're going to do more damage. It's kind of useful to finish them off. But the damage cap is going to be for PvE against bosses. It sounds nice. And then the rest of the trait is just the charisma. I don't need to say the whole thing, but in the simple terms, if you have another ally that has dark skills, then it boosts your charisma. So if I just look at the charisma now, the charisma increases all allies' dark skill and special damage by 20% and damage cap by 2000. If you have another ally in the team that has a dark skill, then it's going to boost the dark skill and special damage and damage cap. Well, the damage by 20%, damage cap by 6000. If you got 2, then when only one weapon equipped, 8000 damage cap. When there's 3, strength 30%. I don't know why the third one is always kind of underwhelming compared to the first 2, but the third one implies that you have a team of 4 dark units, because Thouzer doesn't count as one of those. So I have a good idea what I want to do with this, and let me just tell you, this has some good potential as well. So first of all, you're getting 2000 damage cap, and then if you've got Thouzer in the team and someone else that has dark skills, then you could get another 6000 damage cap. So that's 8000 dark damage cap. That's great. But Lelouch is a dark damage dealer. Well, he is a dark unit. So Thouzer plus Lelouch is going to be an amazing combo. Thouzer plus Lelouch plus someone else is going to be very good. That's going to be amazing. Thouzer plus Lelouch plus another dark DPS, probably Bradley or Nael for a skill 3 is going to be so strong, and I can see that happening. That's going to be very good. I'm looking forward to that, and that's why I can see some good potential with this, because Lelouch exists and he is a dark skill user, so Thouzer plus Lelouch is going to be an amazing combination, considering Lelouch can also buff damage caps. So let me just tell you this, you've got 2000 from this charisma, and then you've got 6000 there, so that's already 8000, and then if you add Lelouch in the team, he's got another 5000. If you've got his paid clothes, then that's another 1000, so you've got 6000 plus 8000, 14,000 dark damage cap for Thouzer, just from having Thouzer and Lelouch in the same team. It's very good. I am definitely looking forward to that. And then if you've got someone else as well, then Thouzer's damage cap is going to increase by another 8000. That's so good. That's 22,000 damage cap right there from having 3 dark units in the team. One of those, Lelouch, obviously, if you don't have him, then is sad because he's so good. He's great. I like him a lot. But I like this trait. Similar to other units, I hope they release this for every single element in the game, because that would make sense, and those units would have long-term, you know, they'll be used long-term, for a very long time. I know that for sure. So that's a trait 1. Good trait, very nice. Then trait 2 is a more simple one, but this is more focused on the Lagrange part of his kit, I think, and arena oriented too. So here's where the problems also start, though, is you get God type. Why this is a bad thing is because in arena, obviously you don't want to be hit by slayers, but it would mean he's going to have soldier and God type, which means he's basically going to be vulnerable to every single slayer in arena, because Prefect of God Mia, I believe, has God Slayer, and Nael has God Slayer, and then Vayne has Human Slayer. You know, most of the top tier arena units have either God Slayer or Human Slayer, one of those two, or both sometimes. You could put on both. But the whole point is, he's going to be vulnerable to a lot of units in arena, because he has Soldier and a God type. It's a bit of a problem, but I'm hoping his paids change that, or at least fix some of that, like nullify soldier slayers and just make him a god type, that would be okay, that would be acceptable, but I don't expect that from the paid equipment, so I haven't looked at them yet. Don't tell me. I want it to be a surprise, that's why I haven't looked at it yet. But we'll get to that when we get to it later. Rest of this trait, very nice though. Nullify criticals taken, so Lagrange has the same thing, I believe, where can't take crit damage. You just can't, which is very good because sometimes crits can do some insane damage. If you've got a unit that has a lot of damage modifiers and a lot of crit, then just one crit could destroy the unit, so not being able to take crit damage is very good. I do like that, and we don't see that on many units, so that's very nice. It is on a arc trait, but that's from the ReZero collab, which most people don't have that arc, so is good. When HP is 30% or higher, here's a great one. Nullify flinch from magic attacks. This is amazing too. You know how good Prefect of God Mia is in Arena? She's like the best Arena unit, arguably, or at least one of them in the top 3 for Arena units because she has good damage, she's got long range skills. Most importantly, she can't get flinch from magic. That's why she's so good. Because the enemy can just use Blizzard and she's just gonna keep using her skills from far away and not get flinched at all because of a trait. Thouzer's gonna be similar, but you have to be above 30% HP, so I think Thouzer with a healer is going to be useful, or at least Thouzer plus Nael, because Nael does have God Heal. That might be good enough, potentially. I'm probably going to try that, or something like that. It's going to be fun. But yeah, just make sure you have some type of healing, and you're not going to be able to get flinch from magic, so that would be very good. I'm looking forward to that in Arena. I really like not getting flinch from magic. Magic's so annoying sometimes. Boost strength and skill damage cap and cut mind over time. So increase your strength by a maximum of 100%, that's a lot, and your damage cap by a maximum of 30,000, and mind minus 30% resets each wave. This is mostly focused on if you're up against a boss that has a lot of health, and if you're going to be in that battle for a long time, then you're going to get more damage and damage cap the longer that battle goes on, basically, but you're going to have less mind, so he's going to be more vulnerable to magic damage probably, because he's having less mind. Less mind also means less healing, but his mind stats aren't terrible, so that minus 30% mind isn't such a big deal really, in my opinion. Benefits though, strength and damage cap. I don't know how long you need to be in the battle for. It probably starts off, once you go into the battle, it starts off as 0. Maybe it increases every second or something, I don't know. Or maybe there's like a limit, like every 10 seconds it increases by a certain amount. I don't know. I would like to test that, but I don't really know how I would even test that. I mean, I do have an idea. You'll go into the battle, you'll see what your current strength is, and then you'll keep just walking around and seeing if the strength increases. I might do that later. Let's have a look at skills next. Traits are good. Skills, I personally haven't properly looked at his skills. I only briefly looked at them. I didn't properly go through all of them, so I'm gonna do that right now. He is probably gonna have some high strength. Looks like it. Attack up max and fighting spirit max. Very nice. More strength, some health. Resolve up 2, critical up 3. I do like critical up 3 because I personally feel like 7 SC for critical up 3 isn't really something I want to use because 7 SC is too expensive. I like using crit up 2 because it's 3 SC and it's quite cheap, but crit up 3, when the unit has it on them, it just makes it feel better, because crit up 3, I don't like using 7 SC for that. Strength down evasion, chance to nullify strength down debuffs affected by active skills. Could be useful. potentially. Human Buster is his only Slayer type skill, but you could put on other Slayers if you want to, like God Slayer or Machine Slayer. I think having Human Buster plus Machine and God Slayer, that would be great for Arena for sure. Up against a boss though, most bosses aren't going to be a human type. That's the thing. But maybe he's going to have enough damage anyway without hitting Slayer, I don't know. But Human Buster is just mostly an arena focus skill, we know this. But there have been more arena units recently that haven't been a human type. So that's something. Anti-type shield is nice. Auto Grand Brave is nice. It's Grand Brave, so it's plus 35% strength buff all the time. Very nice. Auto Protection. Wish it was Auto High Protection, but I'm not going to complain about this. It's still fine. Auto Haste good too. Fury 2. Okay. More strength. Does have a lot of strength. Awaken 2 is great. Means you could put on Awaken 1 as well if you want to. Something to consider, considering he needs to be above 30% to nullify magic, and he's probably going to have a hard time tanking hits, so probably put on Awaken. I would do that if I was using him in Arena. Awaken 1 and 2. And then Dark Drive and Mega Drive is nice. It doesn't have Dark High Drive, but that is on an arc if you've got those. I think it's on like 1 or 2 arcs. Attack Raise 2. No Attack Raise 3, but it's okay. Pose of Victory, that is going to help with some healing. Piercing is nice, I do like that. Favored Sword, yeah. Gonna be equipping 1 sword, so more damage cap. Then Two-Handed Sword boost 3 is great. 9,000 damage cap and more damage, sword boost, Giga boost. You could put on Sword High boost as well from an SSR arc, and that would be good damage. Armor Mega boost is okay, more defense, less physical damage taken, do like that. More health, pretty good. Special boost 3, whatever. Cloak of Majesty is okay. Non-boss enemies, this does apply in Arena by the way, so that will help a bit, taking less damage. He doesn't really have too much for taking less damage if you notice. He does have Water Protection and Awaken 2, and some healing and some health, and Cloak of Majesty, but it's not really an insane amount. Death God, physical attacks have a chance to deal instant death. I do like this sometimes, occasionally it's useful. Wings of Ruin is literally the same icon as Lagraine's skill, because it is the same skill, literally, which is funny. It's just the same one. I did check this yesterday or 2 days ago, and Ice and Thunder damage taken minus 20%. When taking Thunder attacks, chance for the next skill's damage 20%, damage cap 2000. Interesting one. And then some unique skills down here. So, one thing I want to say, this skill is from Lagraine, and this skill is from Thouzer. And Decapitation, this skill is great. I'll tell you why. Damage cap increased by 12,000. If unit strength is the highest of strength, defense, and mind, and intelligence, which it will be, obviously, then chance to break guard when physically attacking. Chance to break guard is so good in Arena, and the fact that he's got some way of breaking guard is quite useful. I can see some good synergies with this, because chance to break guard with this, and then you can also put on one of the limited arcs to have a chance of breaking guard as well, and then you can also put on shield render, have more chance of breaking guard. He's going to be breaking a lot of guard in Arena if you use shield render for sure, so that's good. And then 3 more skills down here. I'm pretty sure these are all new ones. When defeating an enemy, give next skill used damage 75% and damage cap 30,000. This is going to be very good in Arena for sure, because 75% is pretty strong. And what I'm thinking is, you're going to be putting on a bunch of damage modifiers on him, trying to make his damage as high as possible. And then once you kill an enemy, your next skill is going to do so much damage that you can hope, if he has enough damage modifiers, then once you kill an enemy, then your skills are just going to one-hit every single enemy. You can hope that. I don't think that's going to be the case, but I think he's going to be doing some high damage because of this, as long as you can kill an enemy, and then your next skill should do a lot of damage. It would have been nice to see this unit have some kind of super armor when he's using skills, but that would have been a bit strong, wouldn't it? That would be probably not something that they would do. Makes sense, I guess. Continuously cut HP, but skill damage 30%, damage cap 20,000. Basically, Berserker skill, an improved Berserker, that's basically what it is. Get more damage, and damage cap. As long as you've got some crits, which he does have crit up 3, but it doesn't have Proud Force, all you really need is Proud Force and he's fine for healing. As long as you're using skills and have Proud Force on him, I think you'll be fine for healing. If you're killing enemies as well, then you're going to get some health too, so that's fine. And then the final one, we've seen this before. When a unit has a debuff or status ailment, damage taken minus 30%. It's great. When close to death, skill damage cap 20,000. That's nice too. So if you notice, he does have a lot of damage cap increases, but these are more conditional. That's only when you're close to death. That's when you kill an enemy, you know. And there are some more conditional ones too, like obviously the charisma, and also when enemy is near death as well. So when you're near death and when the enemy is near death, then you're gonna get a lot of damage cap. This sounds good. There's a lot of good stuff here for sure. I can see there's a lot of damage. This skill right here can help for taking less damage, because 30% less damage taken is amazing. If you're in arena, the enemy team is most likely going to be using Theopolis or some kind of debuff in their team, which means at the start of battle you're most likely going to be taking 30% less damage. So that's great. That's very good. And then the 6 enhanced skills, not too much here. 3, 6, 9,000 damage cap for skills, and then 10,000 for special, and then less magic damage taken. It's okay. Overall though, I think his skills look great, personally, and what I'm looking forward to is seeing how he performs in arena, obviously, but also his damage cap in PvE against bosses, and his DPS as well could be decent. So from looking at all of this stuff, he seems like he could be strong in both PvE and PvP potentially, but he will require testing. I will definitely test him later on once we get him, but from looking at it, the numbers and all the skills he's got seem good to me, and I think he's going to be a good unit. Definitely. Every unit that releases is good somewhat and is useful. Even the Last Cloudia unit, she's good. It's just how much do you need the unit, you know, and how do they compare to the best units in the game. That's kind of the comparisons, but they are going to be good anyways. So if you do get lucky and get him, then that's great. Have some fun with him. I might be doing that later. I definitely looking forward to seeing his damage caps in PvE, because to me they sound like they could go pretty high, and if you can increase those even further from potentially as paid equipments and skills and arcs, then I think he's going to be great in PvE for damage caps, and in PvP he's got some good stuff here too. So, and he also looks very cool. I think it's going to be a great unit. It's not a waifu unit, I know, but it doesn't need to be, okay? I'm not one of those people that only cares about those waifu units. I don't... They're cool. Obviously we like them, but he's cool too. I think he's great. Does look amazing, and I'm definitely looking forward to destroying him in a story soon. Hopefully. I hope we get to do that, because people hate him just because he's such a dick to everyone. They've done a good job with this unit, I think, and in general the story around this unit. Now, let's look at the arc. Spent a lot of time talking about that unit, but personally I feel like this unit is more interesting and exciting to me, and I think he has some good potential, so I'm looking forward to him. I don't know if he's going to be an arena meta unit, but this arc is. It is. So, let's have a look at this arc. I have this already, by the way. HP is pretty high, and strength is pretty high too. I do like that. Good stats. The arc trait. Now, this arc trait is something good. So, to start it off, you get 30% HP. So, that's great, first of all, because this arc has a lot of health to begin with, and Thouzer's health is pretty decent as well. On his base kit it was 11,000-ish, and then you add another 4,500, and then you also add 30% more health. His health's going to be decent with this arc for sure, so that sounds good. But when far enough from the enemy, then magic attack damage taken plus 10%. Basically, you get more health, but if you're far away from the enemy, then you're going to take 10% more magic damage. It's not a massive negative. 10% more magic damage doesn't really matter too much to me, considering you're getting 30% more health. You could put that on Ryvern to increase his health even further, but I don't think this trait is suited to him because it's mostly for a dark damage dealer. So you could use it just for the 30% health if you want to make some insane high health units. That could be something you could do. Now, the next part of this trait is something you need to think about, and this is why this arc is going to be so good in PvP for a very long time. This is equivalent to Theopolis, but for strength and intelligence. So, the first 10 seconds of battle give a strength and intelligence minus 50% debuff to all enemies. This is going to be a meta arc trait because of that, and I don't need to confirm with other people, and I don't need to even test it to know that, because I already know this. Even though it's only 10 seconds, you know how good Theopolis is, and people still use it to this day, because at level 15 it's 15 seconds for minus 50% defense and mind. You could have Theopolis and this arc in the same team, and the enemy's going to have minus 50% to mind, defense, strength, and intelligence. That's gonna be so great. Even though it's only for a small amount of time, that's all you really need, because if you think about it, if you're in Arena or Guild vs Guild, the enemy's team, they're mostly built for nuking your team, so for the first 10 seconds, that is kind of the deciding factor for most battles. Minusing 50% of their strength and intelligence, it's just so good. I'll put that into picture. My Nael had around 7,700 intelligence. Let's just say it's 7,000 intelligence. For the first 10 seconds of battle, that is now going to be 3,500 intelligence instead, which is going to be a big decrease. And most units in Arena, like for example Lagrabos, if people still use Lagrabos in Arena, he is mostly built for using his skill 3 at the start. If you're using this arc on anyone in your team, then that Lagrabos is now going to do a lot less damage for his skill 3, which is an amazing thing, because that is why Lagrabos is still good in Arena, because of his skill 3 nuke at the start of battle that he can use. But with this arc trait, that's basically going to remove that, or at least mitigate a lot of that damage. So I'm excited about that one, and this is definitely going to start turning up in Arena a lot. I can guarantee that. So just be wary of this arc. It's just one to look out for, and as well in guild versus guild, potentially you could see this as well, because if, let's say you're using a defense team that has a lot of SCT, then if the enemy team uses this arc, then they're basically going to debuff your entire team, and all of your skills you're using at the start, which is the most important skills you're using, are just going to do less damage. And it's great, even though it's only 10 seconds. I wish it went up to 15 at level 15, but 10 seconds is still amazing, and it's the first time we've seen something like this, so this is great. Looking forward to this one, but also a bit worried because some people could use this on tank teams now and make them even better, potentially. So yes, that's the main point of this arc trait. There's still more to this trait though, but that is the main factor of this trait. Dark damage, 20% damage cap, 2500. So yeah, that part is mostly aimed towards Thouzer. Obviously not the highest damage cap for him. If you want the most damage cap for Thouzer, then you're going to put on Archbeing Eldravana, because that increases damage cap for single wood units by 6000, level 10. So that's going to be way better, but if you want some damage for Dark, then you can use this and give some health too, so it's still good. And this can be used for any Dark DPS too, so you can use this on Bradley if you want, and it will give him 20% damage and some Dark damage cap too, so this could be okay for any Dark damage dealer. But it can also be used on a supportive unit. That's the main thing. There's a lot to talk about this arc trait, I know. You could use this on, let's say we use Theopolis as mostly a supportive arc trait, right, for that defense and mind debuff. Well, you could use this arc for the same thing for strength and intelligence, but this also gives 30% health and good health stats, so this will be a decent supportive stat arc as well. If you put on Thuria or any tank, they're just going to get a lot more health, and that will help them survive as well. So this is just a great arc trait in general, and I like this arc trait. The only bad thing is it's a UR arc. Let's go over to the skills next. The skills aren't as exciting to me. The main things about this arc are definitely the trait for once, and it doesn't have a arc skill either, because it says the arc trait is a lot stronger, so it doesn't have an arc skill. I guess that's fine. HP up 3, Faint Resist, Savage Strike, High Lostoma. Okay. Dark Weak Point Breakthrough 2 is a good one, for sure. When hitting an actual weakness with dark damage, then damage cap 1500, and when you've got one weapon, then it's 3000 instead. Decent skill. You could use this on Bradley. That could be good, or even any other Dark DPS. Then Giant Shield 2. In general, these skills aren't that crazy compared to other UR arcs that learnable skills. So yeah, this arc learnable skills isn't really something you're going to be going for. If you want this arc, it's going to be because of this trait. The arc ETH reward isn't really that great either, personally. It's got some HP and strength. You know what? 600 HP for a sword is actually pretty decent. We don't see that much. Don't see it often. But the trait itself isn't that great. When defeating an enemy, strength 5%, maximum 30%. Doesn't reset during quests. And dark damage cap 1000. It's okay, like I said, but the damage, it doesn't give damage. That's the thing. It gives strength, which does help your damage a little bit, but not as much as what a damage modifier would do. So, in my opinion, if you're going to use this sword, then it's going to be because you want a dark sword and you want that 1000 damage cap. That's going to be about it. It's got good stats, and it has some damage cap and has a dark sword. That's kind of it. It's not great. It could have been better. If it increased dark damage by like 20% at least, I think this would have been even better, and I would have considered using it on a lot more units, but since it was strength when defeating an enemy, it's just not as good as I would have liked it to, so yeah. Overall, this arc, mostly the arc trait, is the main reason. This arc trait is definitely one of the best arc traits, and will be rated high, definitely. And it will be a meta arc trait, so if you care about that, then try to get it, but just remember that it's 400 summons just to pity it, so don't do it. You shouldn't be trying to pull for URs, but I'm past that point now and I don't care, so if I want an arc, then I try to get it if I want. So yeah, that's it for this arc. I think, from looking at these two, this banner is very good. I'm pretty sure they update the banner to include a few more units in the pool. I'll probably have a look at that. And they've got a great unit for PvE and PvP, and a great arc for PvP. So yeah, amazing banner. Definitely better banner for sure. Yeah, now they've got Ascended Zayix in this banner, and Graphel and Vayne, so that's great. This banner is a pretty good banner for sure. Compare it to the Theria's banner. Yeah, most people aren't really going to pull on Theria's banner because she's just a bit... She's not bad. I've been using her a bit, and I'm actually using her for farming stages now instead of Magia. She is great. It's just, we've got Spirit Maiden. I talked all about that in the previous stream, but this banner with Thouzer and the UR are just way better value, and this banner has been updated to now include Ascended Zayix, which is a great farmer for multiplayer, and Graphel and Vayne are still decent units too, so definitely a better banner than this one. But if you do want Theria, then up to you, but I would recommend Thouzer 100%. Just because he's cooler, he's a newer unit, and I do think he's going to rate higher than Theria, but if you care a lot about long term, for long term, Theria is probably better long term, but I still prefer this banner. So let's have a look at trading space now. I do think this unit is great, the arc's great, definitely a better unit, a better gacha in my opinion. Trading space, let's have a look at his paid equipment because I haven't seen that yet. So, I've done 96 summons already, which was enough for the arc. I haven't gotten the unit yet. I just really wanted the arc personally. Let's have a look. He's got a sword and armor, makes sense. I don't know what they're gonna have, so I'm hoping they're pretty good. Maybe they're aimed towards arena. If so, they could be strong because we've seen some amazing paid equipments in the past. So let's see. Dark sword, strength defense, okay. Trait, when only one weapon is equipped, dark damage 20% damage cap 2000. Decent. Enemy near death, oh there's that again. Dark damage 30% damage cap 3000 more. That's interesting. That's interesting. So that's going to synergize very well with his skills that he's got, for sure. If you just think about it though, all the time you're getting 20% damage and 2000 damage cap, which by itself isn't much, but when the enemy's near death you're getting a massive bonus, because if the enemy's near death then you're going to get 50% damage on a sword, which is so crazy. So for that reason I think this sword's going to be the best one to use in arena, because if the enemy's near death you're going to get so much more damage that it's going to be worth using it. The damage cap is only really going to help in boss stages. If the boss has a lot of health and they are near death, then your skills are going to do a lot more damage. it's going to synergize very well with Thouzer skills, and I think it's a good sword. Is a good sword. Would I get it? Yes. Would you get it? Probably not, because you don't need it, and we've got a lot of sword options. You don't really need it. We don't have as many dark sword options. There is an event sword, I think, for dark, but it's not as good. But still, if you don't care about damage caps and this sword, then you don't need to get it. It's not something you need. You can definitely skip this for sure. But myself, I'm probably gonna get it, I think. And then armor, HP, strength, defense, okay. Just as a reference, we don't have that many armors. We've got a few that can allow you to take less physical damage mostly, but we don't really have any armors that give you more damage or anything like that. So let's have a look at the trait. Continuous high magic barrier effect. That's great by itself. High magic barrier, minus 35% magic damage taken. That's so good. I like that a lot. This is definitely going to be an armor that I'm going to want for arena, so I'm probably going to prioritize that. Damage taken from non-boss enemies minus 20% when close to death. Physical slash magic damage taken 30. What the hell? That's so crazy. That's way too much damage mitigation on his armor. That's so good. So, just to point it out, if you're in arena taking magic damage and you're close to death, then you're taking minus 35% magic damage, right? And then you're also taking minus 20%, so that's 55%. And then another minus 30%, 85% less magic damage when you're close to death. That's too strong. That's too strong. And also, what it's saying is, all of the time, you're going to take 55% less magic damage all the time in arena. And you're going to be taking minus 20% damage. Any damage taken in arena is going to be minus 20%. That is amazing. I'm definitely going to get this armor. I think this is going to help because I was saying he had some problems with survivability. That was my main concern with him. So this is going to help so much. And this is definitely the best armor for him, for sure. But we do have other options, which I will have a look at once we get to the equipment part of the unit building part of the video stream thing. So, yes. Also, there's one extra benefit. You get nil to illness. This armor is so good. I'm definitely going to get the armor, and I'm considering the sword as well, depending on if we get the unit early. But this armor is just ridiculously good for arena mostly. If you're against a boss, this isn't going to do as much, but you're still going to take 35% less damage from magic, so I like it. I like it a lot. That's all I can say about that. Just very good. So let's do summons now. I just really want to get the unit right now. That's all I need, because I got the arc earlier because I really wanted it. So I was trying to get it and got it in like 96 summons, so that was great. I really wanted to get that out of the way because I was so worried about having to do 400 summons to pity it. So let's get this unit. I don't know when he's going to show up, but we do have enough to get him guaranteed anyways, but I'm hoping it doesn't come to that. I will 100% be getting his armor. I just must have that. His sword is a skip. His sword I might get. It depends on when we get the units. Because I could just use a different sword, you know, and that could be good enough. So it's not like I need his paid sword. It depends. Let's hope we get him soon. doing the step gacha. I'm not going to be using any free crystals. I've been farming this game quite a bit. It's a blue. There's nothing here. I'm going to watch it anyways, but it's going to be a gold. One animation. Yeah, not enough. It's going to be a gold one. Can the first red of the stream be the units? Probably not, no. I wouldn't think so. Actually, there is one thing we need to do. I'm going to do that now, before we continue with that. We have this gacha too, so if you've logged in daily, you should have 50 of these. I'm just going to use all of these right now and skip these because they're not going to be exciting to me, since I have everything in this banner right now. So I'm not going to watch these, I'm just going to go through these quickly. But if you're a player that doesn't have some of these units, or Zaix for example, then you could get some good things from here. Ascended Zaix, I use him a lot in multiplayer. We're not getting any reds, but I'm not too fussed considering I've got everything in here, so it's fine for me. Zaix, no. If we do get something, I would hope for Zaix, maybe, but I don't know. I'm not really hoping at this point. We've only got one red, it's whatever. Just speeding through these to continue the step gacha. One red, yeah. Just an arc, well that's sad. This is like the worst ticket summons you could see ever. Well, I don't really care about that. Basically just Crimson Ore, there. Which is fine, because I didn't need those units. Let's continue this. Need to get Thouzer, I think is going to be great. Looking forward to trying him out soon. That's going to be fun. For Rhea, maybe. Gold, potentially. Is it going to be a red? I don't know. Animations need to be here. No, it's not. The animations weren't there. I can always tell. Can we get... We haven't gotten a red. We need to get a red. And probably more than one. We need the unit. Here is the free 10 pool right now. Most of the time you don't really get anything from this lap 1, but we did previously on Theria's banner, that was great. I did manage to get her arc on the free summons. That's a blue, that's bad. This is a bad summon. There's no red in this temple, I guarantee it. No animations. If it's a 1, I'm skipping. There's 2. I'm gonna give a chance, but I still don't think there's a red. It's gonna be a gold. There is a red. Is it a unit? It's probably not. It's one at the end. If it's new, it's not new. Well, the only thing we're missing is Thouzer. So from that we have 11 credentials. I'm only going to be using paid crystals from here, so we're going to be continuing with this step catcher until we get the unit. So let's try to get him as soon as possible. Any point. Probably going to have to pity him, but I hope not. Let's hope we get him like now, or a temple after this, or any time. Zekus, blue is a blue. I'm skipping that. I'm not going to waste my time with that one. That was a terrible pun. I feel like we're not getting enough reds for this. Really not. This temple should give a red. Come on, it has to be a red. 1 or 2. Don't be a blue. Theria. Gold. Usually means a good sign when you see this, but not always, because I've been trolled like many times in my life of doing this, where this has been a good sign, but then it's like, no, I'm not going to give you any animations, and no reds. 1 animation. 2, there has to be a red now. You'll be lying if there wasn't. It's a unit. That's a good sign, but I don't think it's Thouzer, personally. It could be though, but more than 1? Only 1. It's a dupe of... It's Thouzer. Great. Well, we don't have to go too hard for him then, so that's good news. That's great. Do I want to go for more credentials? Maybe. I'll have a think. Maybe I should consume you next. Good luck with that. You're going to be dying soon. I'm sure of it. Kyle... If Kyle can't kill you, then Megius will. I wonder what's going to happen in the story. Maybe Megius will come save Kyle. Most people have been thinking that, because I don't know if Kyle can beat Divine Beast Thouzer. I don't know, maybe, because if Kyle can't beat him, then that would imply that Divine Beast Thouzer is stronger than Loxaeus, which can't be true. That's not. That's not. No, just no. But it wasn't Kyle alone that beat Loxaeus. It was the whole team, so yeah. Let's see, we've got 31 right now. Obviously I'm going to be getting his armor, 100%. I want his sword too, but that would mean I would have to do 2 more temples. I'm not going to get that yet. I might consider it quite soon. I might do that. We'll have a look at his build options first, and then I'll probably come back to this. I'm considering getting this. I probably, yeah, I can definitely see myself getting that for sure. I think I will. 137. Yeah, we're going to be getting a prism. I'm glad they have prisms in there. Only one though. The rest can just be crimson ore. And that's everything. So, it hasn't even reached an hour, and we've already gotten everything we wanted, so that's great. Also, Thouzer has every single arc skill learnt already, so I'm going to be able to build him very fast. Here we go. Looks great. I do think it looks cool. He does. I think I'm going to be using a rainbow potion this time, so let's do that. I've got 8 of them, I might as well use them. And he's going to be great. How much XP am I going to get from this? I am getting quite close to level 52, 610. Getting closer to level 52, almost there. That's great. Might as well do that now. Nice. I do like his weapon. It's cool. So, first thing first, we need to learn all these skills. After we've done that, we'll have a look at equipment, and then I'll consider if I want his sword or not. I probably will. Ward, 1% strength, whatever. Let's get everything now. I still wish they had an unlock all button. I say that every single time I do this. Because it's just... What else am I going to talk about? I don't know. Here's a trait. Yup, that's already done. So, I have been slowly working on learning skills on every single unit. It's taking a long time. The Thuria event wasn't too exciting, but I did use it to learn a bunch of skills, so that was okay. I think the people's expectations for events have gone up. I think, at least recently, most events have had good things in. Like, Thuria's event, even though it wasn't the best, you could still farm it and do a lot of stuff with that, get some materials. This event, You can get some rainbow potions from Thouzer's event, so that's good if you get lucky. There's a daily stage you can do 3 times. Definitely make sure to do that. I've already done that 3 times. I got 2 ultra clusters and some other materials. Wasn't that great. I will also be looking at the news a bit later because there were some updates, like some new Godforge weapons and some new Sixth Enhanced units. The Sixth Enhanced units in this update aren't really that exciting to me. I don't really care about them. Flying Spirit Max. So, Human Buster is on his 6th Enhance, which is interesting. Doesn't really matter though, because 6th Enhance is a lot easier than what it was ages ago to get. 6th Enhance though, still a bit of a problem. I'm not too happy with what they've done with 6th Enhance. I know a lot of people aren't happy with it, but I think it's okay. Personally, I'm not sad about it. I still think it's fun grinding all this and not having all the materials, and I have to actually earn them and work for them. It just feels better. That's just my opinion though. People that only chill on this game and don't spend a lot of time, they would probably feel like 6th Enhance isn't really worth spending their time on, which makes sense. So, Lagarain as a unit does have a lot of strength. I'm interested to know what Thouzer's strength is going to be like too. I think it could be pretty good. Almost done with these. I'm still thinking about that paid sword. Yeah, I just think it adds more damage, so why not? If he's good in arena, then it's more arena damage. And the damage cap could be good too. There's the last of that trait, and this should be the final one, I think. His health is looking pretty nice so far. That should be all of them that I can see. Yeah. Okay, now let's go to equipment. So, what equipment would I recommend? Let's look at weapons first. You're only going to be using a sword because he's locked to one sword, but if you go to dark swords, you can see we don't have many. This one is kind of whatever, not great. And then this one is an event sword, which you can use if you want, but again, not great. And isn't really that many good dark swords, but swords in general, a lot of options. Like, here's what I was thinking is I could just use Muramasa in arena anyways instead of his paid sword, but the difference in those two is Muramasa gets 5% more damage all the time, but his paid sword gets obviously the plus 30% when the enemy's near death, so his paid sword's gonna get like 25% more damage when an enemy's near death. So that's the difference. And it can also be used in PvE against bosses to increase damage cap. Hello cat, what do you want? Don't disturb me. Can't see him, but he's saying hello. So yeah, Muramasa is going to be good for arena. You could just use this instead, but for PvE you're going to be needing damage caps for PvE, so his paid sword's probably going to be the best one for PvE. But if you've got a lot of damage, you could use Scarlet Blade instead, which can be fine, but his paid sword's still better. And yeah, that's kind of it. I'm trying to think of if there's any other swords that I'm missing. There is the UR Arc sword, but again, it's not great. Yeah, I'm just thinking about it. All the swords we've got available, his paid sword is his best option, so I think I'm definitely going to get his paid sword. I just have to. Armors, he can only equip armor. He does have armor mega boost, by the way, so you're going to need an armor. I think the armor I was considering was this one. This is from a UR Arc, by the way, so if you don't have it, then you can't use this, but this is a good option. I was considering using this, but since I've got his page, I'm not going to be using it, but these are other options that I'm looking at. This one is decent too, but increasing rate of attracting enemy attention isn't something you really want on him, but it's still a good armor for him. I think there are some other ones. This one, if you're at full skill stock, you get more skill damage. I wouldn't really use that. Let's do this. Actually, there is this one. This one most people are going to have access to because this is a Godforge armor. I would use this, personally. You get less damage taken from crits. Doesn't do anything because he can't take crit damage anyway, so that's kind of useless, but you do get more crit damage, and when you get it at plus 40, you get more crit damage caps, so you know what? This armor is probably going to be his best option for PvE damage, because you get more crit damage, and you get 1000 crit damage cap, so it's not that much of a bonus, but this armor is going to be a good one in PvE. PvP arena, I wouldn't use this, but against bosses, potentially could use this for more damage. His paid one's definitely the best one. In arena, you're probably going to want something to take less damage, and I think that's kind of all I'm seeing here. Boosting movement speed could be useful too. Actually, this could be okay, because he is a god type. Hey, he is a god type, so this is a good option, you know what, because he's a god type, he gets more SCT recovery speed and takes less physical light damage. Situational, but this isn't bad for arena. You could use that. He is from an SSR arc, and I think those are the only options personally, but obviously this one is so good. His paid armor is ridiculous. What do they do to this? I think they do. Looking at this armor, they really want him to be used in arena. They really do. Even if not, this is still going to be amazing in Guild versus Guild when that releases fully. This will be amazing. Man. This is great. So yeah, let's stick with that. For the sword, for now, I guess it doesn't matter what I use. Yeah, I really want to test him in arena. I enjoy arena a lot, especially when I'm messing around with teams. I just think it's so fun, because messing around with builds and stuff, I just think it's the most fun I have, and testing out units is just the main reason why I play this game. So I'm really looking forward to fully building him and trying him out in arena, because I can see some good and bad things, but mostly good. The bad things being he's a soldier type and a god type at the same time, and I'm just a bit worried about him taking a lot of damage and not being able to survive enough, and he might flinch from physical attacks, but if we're using pirate ship, it's fine. So, or a different arc for not flinching, it could be okay. I still think it's going to be good. I think his damage potential could be pretty crazy. For accessories, we have a lot of options. So many options for dark units that it's fine. It's a dark sword unit, we've got so many options for that. Mithril will leave more movement speed and skill damage, but there are better options. Slayer damage is going to be his main issue, 100%. Definitely. Because he's going to be vulnerable to basically every single unit in Arena. Because Prefect of Godmere has Godslayer, right? And Vayne has Human Slayer. And Thouzer is both human and god type. And Nael has Godslayer. It's just... that's why I'm a tiny bit worried about him taking too much damage, but... we'll see. It could be okay. He has Awaken 2, you could put on Awaken 1 as well. I think he could be able to tank enough damage to do some decent damage. This accessory's good, for sure, and this one as well. So you could put those two on, but in Arena, I would definitely use probably Equilibrium Sphere and a Revive. I think I would do that. Like, either this one or something else for Revive, because he doesn't have Decoy, he doesn't have any way to revive, so revives are going to be important for him, I think. So, yeah, I think for PvE though, I'm definitely going to be putting on mostly damage related accessories, which are going to be this one and the other one that I showed as well. Movement speed could be useful. I probably wouldn't put this on because 1000 damage cap. He's a single wield unit that doesn't really benefit him too much. So I think, yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Just put those two on for PvE, and then I'll probably mess around with a PvP build later if I can. I might do that. But for now, I'm gonna have this on. But I think I really want to get his paid sword. I think I do that. I think I really want to do that. Stats, not bad. I think I'm gonna get his sword right now. Because we just need, yeah, 19 more to get this, which is gonna be great. Yeah. Don't need it, but I'm gonna get it now in a smart way, meaning you do 9 singles, and we can get a sword, and then actually try him out fully, and then I'll switch over to Steam. That'll be better. I don't need anything from these pulls. If we get anything, then Thouzer dupe is the best possible thing we can get from this. Because more SC for Thouzer would be great. 3. I'm gonna do 9 singles and then a 10 pull and then we're done. Don't expect any reds, I don't need any, but it's fine. Yeah, there's not gonna be anything here. Don't need anything. One more after this, and then a 10 pull should be enough for the sword. I think. But I have to make sure because sometimes I just very dumb with counting because I have trouble talking and counting at the same time. Don't ask why. Temple time. Last pull of the day, and then we'll focus on Thouzer and all the updates and stuff will be fun. Might as well watch this. We have everything in this banner, so it's a blue. Yeah, whatever. One, not enough. Doesn't matter anyways. We're getting the sword. That's all we wanted to do this for anyways. Can't push your luck too much. This is my plan. I get no reds just so I can save that luck for later. That's what I'm doing. It was on purpose, trust me. Go back to trading space and get that sword. I think it's good. I just think, yeah, 25. this sword is great, but if you are someone that only spends a little bit, then what I would recommend is definitely get his armor. You don't need his sword at all, but it also depends on where you're using him in, because if you only care about PvE, then yeah, you could get the sword if you want, because you don't really need his armor for PvE against bosses, really. But if you care about him in arena, then armor, 100%. Let's put the sword on now. Yeah, I'm trying to be clever with crystals. There we go. Here's going to be my build for PvE. Probably permanently have this build, but I might consider using a different armor, but I think this is fine. This is good for PvE. In arena I would probably have the same build, but change out one of these accessories for a revive accessory, and that's probably the build. There we go. Now let's switch to Steam, because that's going to be way better for testing. There we go. Then we will, yeah, try him out by himself, test out his base damage, because that would be interesting. I did like the daily login bonuses that we've been getting recently. Did manage to stock up on a lot of free crystals. I need to put him on my home screen. There we go. This is fine. Since he's got everything learnt already, I can just put on Honey Elixir like that and we don't have to do anything. We don't have to learn skills. Everything is already learnt. Saves a lot of time. He's going to be another big sprite unit. So close to level 52. Takes ages to level up at this point. There we go, we're ready now. One more thing. Let's put him on this team. He's gonna be right there. And we're gonna be using this arc. I'm gonna level this up now because I haven't leveled it up yet. I was waiting for now. So here's the arc. I got it before the stream, luckily, because I really wanted to get it. That was luck. Just luck. That was great. I think it's gonna be a meta arc trait. Let's level this up just to see what it gets with its levels. And we'll be using that. Gives more health. When does it get the intelligence and strength debuff? Not sure. Will I get the Archive rewards? Maybe. I still think it will be a decent sword for dual wield units, like Bradley could use it. He could use it. Yeah, there you go. It gets to level 4, but it's only minus 30% at the moment. Now it's minus 32%. Interesting choice. Okay. So you're telling me I have to get it level 15. Well, that was my plan all along. I was going to get it to level 15. Anyways. I think they knew how powerful this trait was going to be, so they made it 10 seconds instead of it going up to 15. Yeah, there you go. Now it's starting to get good trait. Almost 52. That's fine for now. So I do have enough Ethereon to get that. Let me just go to Bradley real quick, because I know he does have some swords, but which ones I don't remember. I think the event one, right? Yeah, he's got his paid. So Bradley could have his paid sword and the UR Arc sword, or you could just put on Scarlet Blade, you know, and have some more damage cap, but if you want a Dark Sword to benefit from Goddess Kiss, then you're gonna want Dark Sword, obviously. Let's try this team out. Yeah. Let's try this out for the first time. I think it's gonna be great. His damage should be pretty high. There is a new story in this update, which I'm looking forward to doing. I'm definitely going to be starting that soon, in my own time. This is fine. He does have his charisma. Might as well use charisma. Thouzer plus Lelouch is going to be an amazing combination, for sure. So, charisma first. Normal attack. Normal attack's pretty good actually. 4 hits and it's pretty fast. Try to use honey elixir, but I'm gonna get slapped around a lot. Base skill stocks are looking decent enough. 4-3-2 is okay. That's fine. Let's do skill 1 first. Just spam it. That's pretty good. Can be spammed pretty fast. They're dying already. The boss does have dark resistance though. Skill 2 does look cool, but it's not as fast and he just got flinched. I want to test his range on stupid internet problems, I think. The extra area around him, it's kind of like jumps in, does some damage, does some area around him. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go in with the tank and I'm going to test out his range of his skills. Yes. Might as well put on Theophilus in the team instead of... There you go. We're just going to try this. Because I really want to see his range of his skills, because that's going to be important for Arena, for sure. Because it's not close range, but it's not long range either. It's a bit strange. Kind of like, you know, Ryvern's skill 2. Don't target me. Ryvern's skill 2 doesn't say it's a close the gap skill, but it feels like it is. Okay, it does have some range. Go from here, you gotta be that close to use it. It's not that bad. Skill 2, that's kind of similar. Skill 3, that was all the way over there. Go as far away as possible and try and use it. That's basically the same as a close the gap skill. Basically is. It has to be. He isn't super close range like what Thouzer was his first form. Like, this has some range to it, and I think this is good for Arena. This is good enough. Maybe. His skill 2, I don't see myself using skill 2 very much. His skill 3 though, gonna be great. You could put on the pirate ship in your team, and him using his skill 3 at the start of battle is gonna be great. Let's do this one more time. And I'll use Theophilus this time and try to do more damage. And then the next one I'm gonna try out his special, just to see what that looks like. I think that's gonna be great. Should look cool. Now let's use Theophilus and spam his skill 3 twice and see how much it does. That's what I want to do. Yeah, that's good. That's great. Look at the damage. That's already so good. And did you see that his skill 3 did combo into each other, I think. So they were still getting hit while he was using another skill 3. That's what it looks like to me. Yeah, there you go. There's the damage I'm looking for. Great damage. His DPS, I don't know, but it doesn't seem terrible. It also doesn't seem crazy. And his DPS is a bit, you know, hard to calculate because the enemy has to be at low health for his DPS to be higher. And it's hard to work that out. I want to do that again. This time I'm going to do skill 3 and then a skill 1, I think. Does his skill 2... I think his skill 2 only grabs one enemy. That kind of reminds me of Shift Milim, who was Garbo. Do the same thing, but skill 3 and skill 1. Try to combo skill 3 into skill 1 and see if that works or not. Don't know. I'm hoping his skill 1 has a wide enough area. Not sure though. Okay, and now skill 3 and then... Yeah, you see? This is great. I'm already liking this. His damage is already good. And his skill 3 is really good. It can combo into his other skills. Most likely his skill 1 and skill 3. You're going to be comboing into those. Sounds great to me. Because his skill 3 can still be doing some hits while you're using another skill. That's what I liked about Foul. It's really good. Now let's try out his special. To do that, I'm just gonna use another unit in the team. I should use the testing team, but it doesn't matter. Sarah did get a very nice Godforge staff, by the way. So good. If you have a look, I already got her staff to plus 40, but I need to Godforge it, but I don't have the materials right now, so that's sad. I need to farm some of that boss, not Bahamut. I think it's the Archpriestess boss. I think I need to do that. I don't know why. I don't farm those anymore because I feel like I had enough, but let's see what this does. I'm gonna try out his special damage against the boss, just because I want to see it. It should be okay. We'll use this and Theopolis, and then special against the boss. Should be fun. Go. This does look cool, by the way. Yeah, not much damage. Yeah, that is cool. And I almost killed him. He isn't even built yet, and not even fully awoken, so let's finish this off with just spamming skills. And they're dead. That damage cap is already so high, and he isn't even built yet. That's so good. I know they were near death, so when they're dead, then they probably count as near death. That's funny to think about though. When they're dead, they're counted as being near death, which means he does more damage. So that's why those damage caps were so high at that point. Makes sense. Yes, no, kind of. Let's try, yeah, I know what I want to try now. Let's just remove this for now. I'm gonna go over to a different stage and try them out properly. Still with base skills. But, you know what I could do is just put on Purple Orb to make it easier, because I like it. It's good. There you go, it makes it easier. And then we're gonna go over to a human boss stage, You know the one, we've done it many times. I'm gonna do that stage and build a team, try and increase damage and damage cap by a lot, and see how he does. He's probably gonna get flinched though. So yeah. New story. Gonna be doing that in my own time, hopefully later. I don't know when. I'm probably busy. I think I'm busy today. I have to do some stuff. I've been playing some other games as well. I recently, this week, got back into Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, because that's currently having an anniversary event. So I've actually been having a lot of fun with that, surprisingly. And it does have a Nier Automata collaboration right now as well, so I got both of those units because Nier Automata is my favorite. Let's put Thouzer in this team, and we're going to be focusing on as much damage and damage cap as possible in this team, and seeing what happens. So, Archbishop Eldravana, Sarah, no, Dark units, I remembered, yes. Dark units, charisma, yes, do it. That's gonna happen, that's gonna be great, it's gonna be so good. Looking forward to this one. If only she had one that was dark, but they're not. Can there be one more dark unit? Nael, maybe, or... I don't think there's any other dark support that I can think of, so I'm gonna have just go for a random dark unit. Nael's good enough. Actually, a Nael with a arc skill level 10. I don't think anyone's gonna have that though, are they? No, probably not. Most likely not. I do. You're level 6, that's fine, I guess. For testing purposes, I'll do it. So, what arc should I use? Theopolis, yes. This one, maybe. Or should I use someone else? I'm just thinking about this. It doesn't need to be perfect, that's the thing, so I guess this should be fine. Let's just put on Sarah, because I prefer that. And this should be okay. Should be fine. Yes. So, I'm going to be spamming his skills. Probably mostly skill 1. I want to try skill 3, but I believe he's going to get flinched quite a bit. So the plan is charisma, honey elixir, and summon spirits, and then Theopolis, and then we'll do skills. There we go. This should be really good, by the way. I expect it to. What numbers am I seeing? I bet he's probably guarding them, that's probably why. Let's use a special to finish it off if we can. Yeah, I think the guarding is a problem, that's why. But there's some good damage, there you go. It's not bad. Could definitely be better. If it was built fully, I think he could definitely do a lot against that guy. But since he guards quite a bit, he's a bit frustrating to fight sometimes. I'm gonna do that once more in a different stage, and then we will go on to something else. probably start looking at the updates and the event, and then I might consider fully building him and trying him out in arena as well soon. But the problem with that is I currently don't have my arena attack team built for Thouzer, so I would have to completely change my arena attack team if I want to use him. Let's do this one this time and do the same team. I just want to see his damage cap personally. That's why I'm doing this here. Should be good damage cap. Theopolis, yeah, we'll do that. They're gonna take a lot of damage from this though, but it's fine. That's fine. And now target boss and spam skill 3. Wow. What? Okay, that was a lot. He wasn't hitting damage cap because he wasn't hitting Slayer. It could have been a lot more if I went up against the other stage, yeah. I'll do the other stage where he has Human Slayer against, and then maybe that will hit damage cap, I don't know. This is still with base skills at the moment. I'm glad I have every skill learned on him. I did that a while ago, actually a few months, because I did want to use him. I had a plan to use him, but just never could find a way where to use him. Just anyone with a dark skill, doesn't matter who. Reason being his trait 1. I don't have that many red souls right now. I need more of those. Let's do the same thing. Should do a lot more damage here. Highest we've seen so far was 15,000. Well, 150,000. Definitely can be a lot more this time. Yep. Then Theopolis, right? And then target boss and use skill 3 and they should die. What's that damage? Still not damage cap, but 150. It kills them so fast. It's great. I think I'm done testing 4 in the moment, at least in PvE. I think I do want to test him in arena very soon. That's gonna happen, I think. It's just gonna be painful for me to use a lot of Mother Souls, but I've got enough. I've got enough of those. I might as well use those on something. Can't get his 6th enhanced yet, but it's not a big deal. So 1,000 crystals there. We can look at the news and the event. I wish I did the news before I went over to the Steam version, because I can't actually show it on the Steam version because it tells me to open website. Well, it's fine, I'll open it. And then we'll press the magic button again, which I forget which button it is. There you go. I just want to quickly go over everything that is in this update, just so everyone's aware of what this update brings in case you're too lazy to read it. But I did look through all of this. Obviously we know Thouzer and the Ark is here, and the banners and everything. This gacha that I showed earlier, that's now open, and this event, obviously we'll be looking at that soon, so don't need to talk about that. Those are just the units that give bonus event points, if you care about that. This is something interesting though, a unit test play quest. I like saying that, that's great to say. You can test Thouzer at level 120, Sick Enhancement, 8-star Awakening, all ability pieces unlocked. You can test him in this place. I haven't done this yet. I'm probably going to do that, but if you're thinking about if you want to get him or not, you could probably try him out here. I like that they've done this. They should do this for every unit in the future, because then you can test the unit out properly with their full base skills before you decide if you want them. So I think this is a great addition to the game, and I hope that they add this to future units. It says, yeah, doesn't say anything about if it will be released for other units, but I assume it would, because that would make sense. Then we've got another high difficulty boss, which is a plant type boss. I haven't started this. I'm not going to be doing this yet, but I will be doing this soon, obviously. Usually they're not that difficult once you understand the gimmick of the stage. It's usually not very hard, but I will have a look at this at some point. Tower of Trials, we know what that is. There's nothing amazing about that. Now, the 6th enhanced units, this isn't really that exciting to me. Maybe Mia could be good because she was a pretty good unit in Guild vs Guild, so maybe that's good. Robin, nobody really cares, honestly. Shin, again, nobody cares about Shin. Obviously a lot of damage caps, but he's got low hit counts, and these units don't really care about. Mia is not bad. She does a lot of damage. The only good thing she has is obviously she gets Sick Enhanced, so she gets 10 more SC, but she also gets less physical damage taken. That's kind of the only good thing about her. That's kind of it. So she doesn't get that much of a buff, but this will help in PvP areas. Dilmordo, if you like him, you could get him Sick Enhanced because he's got some decent damage caps and less physical damage taken. It's not bad, but I still wouldn't use him because he's such an old unit. I do remember when I got him, when he came out, he was an arena unit that was so good, but that was ages ago. He's not really used anymore. I'm still hoping he gets a shift form. That would be interesting. And then Divine Beast Ray. Again, I don't really care too much about him because we got Lagrain, and we got Thouzer, which is a mix of Lagrain and Thouzer. So if you care about Divine Beast Ray, then his 6th Enhance, which gives some good damage caps and less physical damage taken. But again, all these units aren't really anything I'm excited about, so I don't really care about getting any of these. So I'm going to skip all of these. I'm still personally working on Ruto and Murren because I need both of their splendors that I don't have right now. And then Godforge Alchemy. This is very good. I do like this. Don't ask any stupid questions. I know you would do that. Mage's Staff. I don't really care about Mage's paid equipments, honestly. I don't think I would get them. Not really excited about that. Lanceville, don't really care too much about those. Lilibet is okay. I think these are okay. I might get these at some point, but I don't know. I don't think they're a priority for me, because I don't see myself using her that much. But here's the main one here. Sarah's Staff. Sarah's Staff. The main buff that this got, the main change, is while unit is alive, all allies damage cap plus 2000. This is amazing. This is definitely one that I'm going to want. Honestly, I don't know what I could say about that. You don't even see my face. My face is a blank screen, that's all you're getting. Best thing I've ever seen. Sarah's robe, I do have. I'm probably gonna get it. Well, I do have it. Not as good as her staff, though. I think her staff's really good. The rest here, honestly, I don't really care too much about these. The only one I care about here is this one. This one is very good. This is one that you're really going to want to consider getting because it's a long-term staff, and Sarah's long-term for a damage cap buffer. And it's all allies damage cap, so damage cap for everything. Amazing. And I don't think there's that much else here, is there? I don't know. I'll be honest, sometimes I have trouble talking about things. Story logging bonus, yeah, nothing really else here. They changed a few names, descriptions, which is good because these should have been changed ages ago, honestly. That's it. Magic screen. That's everything in the news. Now back to whatever else we were doing, which I guess event. We'll look at the event. There isn't really too much to talk about this. After I've talked about this, I think I'm gonna have a look at Arena, Thouzer in Arena, probably start building him properly. There isn't really much to show for this event, it's just kind of a basic one. I'm gonna get this prism. Now we got 2 prisms. Great. Normal tickets, don't really care. Gold relic prisms, I love those. Now we can get another one. Everything else you can just get. It's good to get all of this. Isn't really anything else in the training space there. Missions, I don't think there's anything else here either. This event is okay. I'll tell you why though. The main reason is these extra challenges. Mostly this one. You can do this 3 times daily. This can drop a lot of good stuff. Rainbow potions. So that's the only reason this event is good in my opinion, because you can get rainbow potions and you can do this 3 times a day and hopefully get one, but that's kind of it. The materials I need these materials. I need like at least 10, so then I can get to, I probably need more than that if I want Sarah's staff at plus 20. So I'm going to need a lot of these halos because I don't have any. I've only got 1. I've rarely farmed that boss. Anything else here? I don't think so. There is a Splendor, which I need that. I need that right now. And there should be another Splendor. I don't need that. Why do they keep giving Splendors of the World? We don't need Splendors of the World. I've got 5 that I can't use. Why? It could have been any other one, and it would have been fine, but it's this one that I don't need at all for the moment. It's stupid. That's basically the event. Don't really want to talk too much about this. There is some story to it, and at this stage you can use tickets for as well. You could get some okay things from some materials, but Mother Soul's okay, Ethereum okay, kind of it. And that's the event. Now what I want to do now, I want to build Thouzer properly and start using him in Arena, so I'm going to spend some extra time to do that right now. Just have some more fun with him because I think it's going to be great. So, just so we have more things to do, let's fully build him right now. I'm going to be using all my Mother Souls. I can't get him to 6th Enhanced yet, but it's fine. Let's get him to 90 SC. Yep. And now, I'm going to just go straight to Arena and try him out there, and come up with some kind of team that might make him work. This is my current team, don't copy it, it's very good. I put this arc on just because, I don't know, I'm gonna change this team now. Just to show off Thouzer. I would definitely use Shield Render. And what else? I think this is the point where I start using Saintly Thuria again. You know, I think that's a good idea. So I'm gonna do that. Yeah, let's go back to the Shield Render team. I'm trying to just come up with a good team. This may take some time because I need to think about what I want to do for this team. She mostly just has revives. Yeah, and then one revive. It isn't going to be my permanent team, I just want to test out Thouzer with this team. That's it. Blizzard, yeah, that's whatever. Good enough. Doesn't need to be perfect. So, Saintly Thuria is going to be using the magic. And Thouzer's going to be the main DPS. I should probably have a tank, which is going to be Jian. Let's just take some time to do this. I've got to think about. Let's put on a Thouzer. I need to come up with a team first, and then build Thouzer. Yeah, and then a tank's probably gonna be Jian. I could use a Murren, which I was using Murren, honestly. So I could just continue using Murren. But I don't know. I don't really have a healer currently. If I want a healer, just use Nael. Yeah, that works. I might do that. Now, what arcs and stuff are... Yeah, there is a slight problem, which is the internet for some reason. So, hopefully, the stream doesn't completely die on me, because that would be devastating, because I would really like to do this. Let's just... You are fine, I think. You should be fine. You should be fine. And then you can use pirate ship. And then we can just start. Let's just start the Thouzer build right now. Let's do it. Let's go for equipment first. Obviously I'm going to use his paid sword. So let's see what we would use for him in arena. His paid armor in arena is just so good in arena. It's going to be great. So like I said earlier, I want one revive accessory and one accessory for damage. That's the plan for the moment. I think... yeah. Equilibrium Sphere and... Ring of Wisdom? Yeah, fine, sure. Actually, no. Actually, Nael has that, so I don't think I need... yeah, that's fine. Now for skills, it gets more complicated, but I'm gonna just put on every single skill I would usually put on a unit, and then go from there and see what happens. So we're gonna have to go through every single thing. Oh, never mind, I need to do skill cost first. I'm not going to use charisma for this, it's just going to be using skills and mostly for damage. I just want to see how much damage Thouzer can do. That's the main point of doing this. This team isn't going to be the best, but it doesn't need to be. I don't care about that. Okay. So, crit up to, yeah, crits, ground force. Do I want guard? Yes or no? Good point. I might, but for now I'm not going to. I'm just going to be focusing on damage, so I'm going to skip that. Slayers, yes, I actually, wait. One sword, yeah, you can't get, I don't, there is an arc, let me see. That was the Thunder one, right? There's Collab arc that gives Machine Slayer, but that was for the Thunder guy. This one gives Machine type as well, but you need to have bow. So I can't really get Machine Slayer from an arc trait. So yeah, I'm just gonna put on Machine and God Slayer, or just God Slayer. Do I need Machine Slayer for this? I don't know. Maybe just God Slayer. Yeah. You know what, I'll put on Machine Slayer for now. And if I have too much SC, which I will, if I've spent too much, then I'll take it off. That's the plan. Down here, I don't think he has fort, so that could be good to have, actually. Don't need all of this. I don't think he has critical, does he? No. So I can just put on fast crit. Fast speed is somewhat useful for him. And yeah, awaken right there. Could put on sorcery awaken as well, but I'm not going to do that. And then down here is where we start getting into the most of the damage skills. High drive. I'm going to just shove all of these on. And I know it's going to be too expensive, but that's the whole point. This is how I build units. I put on everything, and then I go to set only, and decide which ones I want to remove. That's what I'm going to do right now. Meglian, no. I need to take decreased rate of attracting attention. Good. Physical damage, healing, no. Mostly damage. Shockwave. Yes. Two-handed sword. You know what? That's good. Swordium might. Yep. Yep. Sword high boost. Yeah, I know 126 SC. Don't worry, it's fine. Soul bind is actually pretty good. Cat, be quiet. You're so loud. Do you have to go to the toilet right now? I guess he does. Skill charges, quick trigger, decoy. Skill charge 1 and 3. Sharp eyes. We're going overboard with this, I know. Berserker, no. Savage Strike is a... I'm gonna say yes. You know what? I'm all for it. Almost to the end. There are a few more that I want. Besties. And... Pulleys, Butterfly. I wish I had all this SC available, but I don't, because 177 SC, imagine. Yeah, there is one, it's Heroic Spirit Possession, there you go. And now I can start removing stuff. So obviously, I don't think I should be using Slayers with this, because it's a bit expensive. So, probably keep God Slayer and remove anti-type boost, maybe. Now I should, yeah, this is where it gets a bit more difficult. What do I want to remove? Well, I don't want to remove any of it, but I have to. I wish I had more SC. I really do. But I don't. I could just remove God Slayer, but... fine, fine, we won't have Slayers for this. We'll go... I need to remove so much. Yeah, high drive... I have no idea how this is going to do, by the way, but... I must know. Once I get him to 6th enhance. this will be a lot easier to build. I guess I can remove damage mitigation skills because I just want him to do more damage. That's the main focus of this. I might as well remove that Savage Strike because yes, it's good, but I need to remove stuff. So yeah, Shockwave, I like the idea of it. Spirit Breath, I like the idea of it as well. Remove you, we're getting close. I could remove you, but I like Awaken. But that would be perfect if I remove that. Damn it. Fine. I'll remove it. But I'm not happy about it. There you go. That's the build for now. It's not great. What's the stats? Okay. So, here's the plan. I'm thinking, yeah, Nael can use something else. She can use, I could use Theophilus, yeah. Actually, I'm gonna just go use you. I think this team looks okay to me. I don't know about you, but I could go with machines as well. I'm gonna have to put on Jian. I really want to. I'm gonna put on Jian. Yeah, it's Jian time, I think. But she has been dying recently for me, so I don't know if that's a good idea, but I'm still thinking. Yeah. No. But since Marin's already built, I don't want to waste time, so machine. Yes. Almost done. This may not even do well, but I must know. What can I remove? I'm not sure. I really want to remove something. Fine, fine. I'm not happy about that though at all. Is this okay? I think it is. So the point is, Marin's spamming Charisma. Marin's gonna be on slot 4. And slot 1 is you. Slot 2, I guess, you. Is this okay? I think so. Okay, we're just gonna go with this. I don't expect much from this, but let me just double check. The besties, right? You have besties as well. Yes. One thing I kind of needed is resonance barrier on someone. Yeah, I think the Thouzer's gonna need resonance barrier. You know what? I'm gonna just do this. This isn't gonna do very well. That I'm pretty sure of, but I'm gonna find someone that isn't as dangerous. I probably should go up against someone that's like this with a mage and mostly tank team. I should probably go up against someone like that because he should be able to tank magic decently well. Okay, this is the test. Can he survive Vayne well enough? Yes or no? Here's a test. I don't care about losing, by the way. This is just testing. I don't care about arena points right now because I'm secure for top 30. That's mostly what I care about. Is it on auto? It is. Remove that. What we're gonna do? What we're gonna do? Focus on Vayne and use a skill 3. That was pretty okay. Right. Can I kill Gorm? I'm not sure. I'm just hoping this does decent damage somewhat. Vayne. It does kill Vayne quite well when he doesn't heal. Kill him, just do it. Yeah, he's dead. You're running low on SC though. Good thing is I'm not going to get affected by the enemy using Blizzard. So, not the best damage, if I'm honest. You know what? I was hoping for more damage, but there is a few improvements I could make. And I have an idea after this. Yeah, right. Now I've got no SC, I can't physically use any skills. I just have to sit around do nothing. Feels bad. I want to change out his arc. Yeah, that was decent, you see. That killed Vayne. That was not bad. Happy about that. His skill 3's decent too. Killed Sarah. Okay, I can get down that. His damage isn't the highest right now, but it's not terrible either. Yeah, well, this will take a while. I want to change out the arc for something better. Okay. Now target Vayne. Skill 1. You're dead. Great. Good. Right. One thing I'm thinking of is when Thouzer's gonna revive, he's not gonna have much HP if he revives from decoy. And which means he's gonna be able to be flinched from magic at that point. Vayne's dead. That was decent damage. I don't think we're gonna be doing a lot of damage here. Sarah died. Good. Decent. Right. Yeah, the range is annoying. Skill 1. Kill Vayne. And then skill 2. Yeah, it's not bad. Maybe I'm just not using the right team or something. I don't know. I didn't want to use... I'll come up with a better idea at some point later, I think. Let's see how much damage he did do, though. I think it was okay. Yeah, it was okay, but Nael, still way better. It's funny. So that did okay. Now what I want to do is change out the arc for Urizen arc. And I think this is going to be way better for damage, for sure. And he should be able to do quite a bit of damage now with that arc. And hopefully this is enough damage, but I don't know. I'm not sure. At 6 enhance, he's going to be a bit better. Should I try this team? Fine. I will, but I don't expect it to do... I don't expect to do very well against this. Less tanky though, so... You know what I can do? Yeah, he doesn't have enough for his skill 3 at the start now. He has to walk a little to use his skill 1. Now he's got skill 3. Now he's doing good damage against these guys. Okay. This is not bad. Skill 3, go. Oh, he's dead already. Never mind. This is where the good damage is. Skill 3. There you go. You're doing some damage now. Yes, you are. Doing great. This isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but I think Theria's dying a lot. She should be in a different spot, I think. But this team formation, kind of difficult to come up with a good formation. Yeah, he did good damage that time. Okay. See, he doesn't need to do insane damage, it just needs to be enough, you know. Yeah. I don't need to use this arc, but I just like it. I like the idea of it. Yeah, you see, these 3 skills that I'm using, these arcs, all for supporting. Let's do a few more. I want to test a few more. This, obviously, is just a easy win team, but see how much he can do, how much damage he can do. Probably a lot. I'm going to need more SC if I want to use a skill 3 at the start of battle. There you go. This is pretty fun, not gonna lie. He's not bad. I think he's gonna be decent in Arena. Do I think he's gonna be the best Arena unit? Well, I don't know, because there's probably some teams that I'm not aware of at the moment. This isn't my best current team. I preferred my other team that I was using for auto, but on defense might be a different story, potentially. I think the main thing is the arc. I think that's gonna be great. So, I'm just thinking. Right. I'm gonna see if that ring is gonna be enough SCT for him to use a skill 3 at the start or not, because 3 seconds might be enough. That might be enough. Potentially. So I'm gonna try that. And then you can just go on the other one, the book, which should be around here somewhere. Because she does need that 3 seconds to be able to use her skill 3 at the start, so maybe Thouzer's the same. I could try him on auto as well, but I don't think that's a good idea at the moment. I don't play that well on computer. There you are. Because this is an emulator, I'm used to playing this game on my phone. Should I try this team? Yes. Focus on Eliza. A lot of people have been using Eliza in Arena recently. I've used her on my attack team, she's pretty good. Do I have a skill 3? I do, that is enough, that's great. I'm gonna go after Vayne and see how much damage this does. Maybe it can kill Thuria and Vayne at the same time. Decent damage, not the best. They did die eventually. Okay. His range for skill 1 isn't the best. I would have preferred it to be better. But it is okay. Now use a skill 3 against Eliza. And she's died. Great. Love it. Kill Gorm if you can. He is dead. Love it. That was good. I liked that. That was decent damage. Not the highest. I think this is pretty fun. Might try a few more teams, and I guess I'll call it there. But you can see he's doing pretty good damage. This is on manual though, and he's mostly focused as the main damage dealer. Nael can do good damage even without a damage arc on her, so she's that good. She's great. Why are people not using Nael in Arena? She's amazing. You should be. Fine. easy points, might as well. I'll do one more against a proper team. Okay. Not bad. I'm not sure what numbers I was seeing. I really don't know. I don't think they were that high. If I had more SC available, then it could be a lot better, for sure. Like with Savage Strike and a lot of crit up damage, I think could be a lot more. Because if you look, I don't really have any crit damage, so I don't need crit if I don't have crit damage. True. I think this is fine. Who are we going to go up against now? Well, I don't know. So I did see that Thouzer did survive Vayne's skill 1, at least one of them, but it did trigger Awaken. Yeah. Skill 3 go. Okay. That was decent damage, but he died, so yeah. Now he's got a lot of skill 1s available to use. And he's not going to get flinch from this blizzard that's going on, so that's perfect. And now he's dead. Great! Don't care about winning, by the way, but it's whatever. Yeah, and then you... I think... Yeah. Just go over here. I would expect him to survive Jian. He's probably going to get sniped by Vayne right now. I think that's going to happen. It's definitely going to happen. Oh, he died. That's good. Yeah, this team isn't the best. I think I'm going to leave it at that. You saw that Thouzer can do decent damage. It's not as high as I was expecting, but I still think he's going to be pretty decent, and he needs to be built a bit more for me to fully test, because, yeah, Nael's still doing more damage than him in this scenario, which isn't a good idea, isn't great, because Nael isn't even built for, well, she is 130 SC, so, but her arc isn't even 4 damage. I'll leave it there for the moment. Yeah, I think he's good in Arena. I'm gonna need to do more testing, personally, because maybe this team, I should try a different team, probably. Maybe I should put Jian back in or something, and I don't know, I would play better on my phone as well. Or maybe I can go Spell Render, or Sword Render or something instead, but it seems fun. PvE damage cap's pretty high. PvP arena, not terrible, honestly. Not the best either, but considering he can not flinch from magic, I think that's going to be his main use. The main reason why he'll be good is because he can't flinch from magic. On defense team, he can probably catch a few people off guard because he's not going to flinch from magic when he's above 30%. But the problem with that is, once he revives from decoy, he's going to be below 30%, which means it's going to be flinched. So, ideally you're going to want some kind of healer in the team, I think, to do well with him. Or, the reason why I was using that ring was because when you revive, you go back to full health, so that's going to be a good one to use. Using an accessory that revives the unit to more than 30% health is going to be important, I think. So, seems pretty good. I'm going to be having some more fun with him for sure. I could try a PvE build now. I might as well do that while I'm here, because we started this already. He's at 94 SC. Yeah, I'm gonna go for a PvE build. This is mostly gonna be focused on damage caps, I think. I'm trying to think of what I would put on though. And then we'll try him out one final test, I think. And then I think we're done. Purple Orb, Goddess Kiss, Honey Elixir. I want to use those for sure. And probably some damage skill is going to be important. I could put on fast speed. For 1 SC, I might as well put that on. Awaken, I don't need that for PvE. Bosses. Dark High Drive, sure. Infinity Drive, yeah. Pose of Glory. Goddess Kiss. Yeah, there we go. Two-handed sword boost. Gonna be putting that on. Two-handed sword as well. Quite important for the damage caps. This sword in might, I just like it. And that's all those sword boosts that I have, I think. Sword high boost, yeah. If I can fit that on. Yeah, I'm gonna also struggle with this. I could put on skill stock 1. I don't think that's necessary though. What else? Could put on some of these, like there's skill damage and damage cap. I don't think I'll put that on for the moment. Gaze at the end, I was considering that. Yeah, that one. And this should be fine for the moment, I think. Maybe. Yeah. This is perfect for the moment. Mostly focus on damage. Damage caps, honey elixir, that stuff. Okay. Let's try this. So, I'm going to be using him by himself again. Going back into the stage we were doing earlier. Against those human type enemies. And he should be doing a lot now. Because he's got some more damage. He's actually got a proper build. Somewhat. Even though he's only level 100. And he doesn't even have 6 enhance. And that stuff. But it's fine. It's good enough for now. So, Charisma. Honey Elixir. Skill 3. There we go, there's the good damage that we like to see. That almost killed that guy in one skill 3. He's dead. Okay. Hey, wow. That boss had 50 dark resistance too. I'm gonna do that again. I have to do that again. The boss had 50 dark resistance. I saw 167,000 there. That was great. I'll do this one more time by himself and then I'll go with the other team. I wonder if we can reach 200,000. Definitely not. I don't think it's that good. It's not going to reach 200,000 yet. That's too crazy. Yeah. There you go. Almost killed that guy in one skill 3. That's great. 130,000 against the boss. Yeah, it does a lot, and it persists a little bit. Yeah, that's great. I like that. Let's try with the full team this time. Full team will be super good. I already know that for sure. Maybe I can kill everything in one skill 3. That's the goal. Always to kill him in one skill 3. Everyone. That's fun. Let's go back to this team. And dark units. Doesn't really matter who, as long as they got one dark skill. Yeah, that's level 10. Yeah, great. Which means I can use fine. I think that's good enough. Should be able to kill them all in one skill 3 this time, I think. Now we're ready. Theopolis and skill 3 should do a lot. Oh, 159. That's really good. 159,000. Oh yeah, the reason why I got a lot more damage cap last time is because I killed an enemy first, and then my next skill was more damage. So, I don't need to use Theo then. Okay, I got a better plan now. I kill one enemy, target one guy, kill him, use Theopolis, group the two enemies. Or maybe I don't need to use Theo. Well, I need the dark resistance down. Level 10. Let's do this one more time. If this works properly. I need Thouzer to kill someone, and then I group them, and use a skill 3 to do massive damage. I don't want Lelouch to use a skill, so I'm just gonna force him to spam. Okay, Okay, I killed him, but then I used one by accident. That was 190... Look, 193,000. That is so close. Wait. I don't think I can reach. I can reach 200,000, but just not yet. If I get him to 6th enhance, I can reach 200,000. That's crazy. That's so good. That's fun. If I used... Is there any way to increase that at the moment? Probably yeah, but I think that's as good as that's gonna get for the moment. That was great though. 193,000. With a 6th enhance, yeah, definitely gonna be able to reach 200,000. But you have to kill an enemy first, and then use your skill 3 against an enemy that is low on health. So, very conditional, but can do a lot, for sure. I think he gets more damage cap when he's low on health too, doesn't he? Yeah, it boosts damage cap over time, right. I could check that. I'll do one more test then. I'm just gonna check that strength over time buff thing, just to see if I can notice anything. And the way I'm gonna do that is just go in the battle, check my strength at the beginning and wait a few seconds and see if it's changed, because then I can kind of guess, kind of tell when it updates. So start as 3573, 3617, 3661. Okay, you know what this means? I'm pretty sure it's increasing by 1% every second. That's pretty nice. That's not as bad as I was thinking. That's good. Because it has been 2 seconds and he's increased his strength twice, so he increases his strength every second. Probably until he reaches 100 seconds. Yeah, it keeps going up. 3705. Wait 1 more second. 2750. That's not bad. That's pretty nice. I think that's good. Now 5 seconds. Yeah. So yeah, it is what I thought it was. Every second. Every second he increases his strength. Let's just finish these guys off. I killed him and then I use a skill and then it's doing 170,000 by himself. Yeah, I think he's a great unit so far. For PvE, definitely amazing. PvP, not as good as I was expecting at the moment, but it might just be because I need to use a different team or more testing and that kind of stuff. And it needs to be 6 enhanced, properly built. Usually the unit needs to be built fully, completely, to be able to do very well. So, yeah. Sounds good to me. Sounds very good. Yeah, I think that's all I am going to be doing for today. Covered everything that I wanted to, I believe. What are the news updates? Yeah. The events, new boss stage, story, all the updates. Nothing else to talk about the moment. So, my conclusion on this update, definitely more positive than the previous update for sure. Theria's update, I wasn't really that excited about it. I was happy that I got her, but at the same time, she wasn't really someone I was looking forward to using as much. And there wasn't that many changes, it was mostly just a unit, and an arc, and an event. But this update adds more to it. There are new Godforge weapons for some units, like Sarah's paid staff. Godforge is very good. Definitely something I want to farm and get. Sync enhanced units in this update aren't really that interesting to me, but having new story, I really like the story, so new story is exciting to me too. And this unit looks great. He is very strong, and definitely feels like a more exciting unit than what Theria was. But I still think Theria's going to be good long term, so Theria's still not bad. I think Thouzer definitely going to be strong in PvE against bosses. His DPS may not be the strongest, for sure, but he can support dark units, which is going to be a long-term thing. He can support dark units in the team, their damage caps from his charisma, similar things to what we've seen with Graphel and Megius. That's going to be amazing. One thing I kind of do want to test is having a team with Thouzer and Lelouch and Bradley, just to increase Bradley's damage cap by even higher. That would be a great team, for sure. So I think Thouzer in PvE definitely going to be a good unit. You saw how much damage he was doing. The maximum I could do right now was 193,000 damage cap. He can reach above 200k, but it takes a lot to get there, and I need to build him fully to be able to reach that, but I can reach it, for sure. So, PvE is great. Paid equipment's Definitely his armor's really good. That's the one that you're going to want to get if you care about PvP, but so far for PvP, he looks okay. It's just nothing crazy yet from what I'm seeing. But again, I haven't done enough testing to really see how good he is. He could be really good. I just need to build him properly first of all, make him 6 enhanced, have all of his SC available, and mess around more with teams, try and make him work better with different arcs and different teams, different formations. I think he could work better than what I'm currently using him as. So yeah, he's not bad in PvP. I don't know for sure how good he's going to be long term in Arena, but he's still not bad in Arena. I definitely think it's fun and can be used in Arena. Just, he does die quite easily. That is going to be a problem. And his skills, only his skill 3 is like a close the gap skill. Skill 1 and skill 2, line of sight is okay, but in Arena it's a bit difficult to use sometimes. So yeah, I think Thouzer's great. Definitely a good unit overall, more exciting than Thuria. We basically got two opposite units. We got Thuria, some kind of wedding girl marrying someone, and then you got this demon, Thouzer, Divine Beast. It's weird. But I do think he's a cool unit. He's definitely going to be great. Very good. The UR arc, on the other hand, haven't really talked too much about this. The main thing about this arc is the trait, obviously, learnable skills and the arc of reward or whatever, but this arc trait, you're going to be seeing this arc in Arena and potentially Guild vs Guild once that comes out fully, because the arc trait is really good. You're going to be seeing this a lot, so look out for this, because you're going to know if they have this, then the first 10 seconds of the battle, you're going to have minus 50% strength and intelligence, so yeah. You may want to consider using teams that can sustain SCT or can use magic instead, because magic is easier to sustain MP to use magic. So someone like Eliza is probably going to be someone that most people are going to use now, for sure. Yeah, that's pretty much all there is to talk about this arc. There isn't much else about this arc, mostly the trait is so good. You're going to see a lot. Unit is great. Isn't much else to talk about this unit and the arc. And this update in general, I think this update's good. I'm definitely going to do more testing with Thouzer and the arc. The arc does work well with Thouzer. I could try using it on him more, like, I could try using that arc on Thouzer in Arena, honestly. That could do well. Maybe I could not make Thouzer the main DPS, maybe turn him into like a hybrid tank slash DPS. And put this arc on him, he could do some damage. I don't know. I'm just coming up with ideas. I think it's going to be fun. Definitely a more fun unit than Thuria, but I still like Thuria. This unit is good. I think she's good. I did have some fun using her a little bit. Like, yeah, I was using this team with the Lily White Maiden Thuria. It was pretty fun. She has a lot of MP. Yeah, I think that's everything for this stream. 2 hours 40 minutes is a longer stream than it was usually. I was hoping that would be the case because there was a lot more stuff I wanted to do in this stream than usual. So yeah, I think we did well. I do like this update a lot more than the previous update, so it feels like there's more stuff for me to do in this update because there's more things that I want to get on my account and I want to have fun with this unit and do the new story as well. I like the story. I think that's going to be it, and I'll be back in 2 weeks, I guess. I'm not really doing any other content on the channel at the moment because I'm just chilling, having fun doing this. So if people like these streams, I'm just going to continue doing these because it's just a thing that I do at this point every other Thursday or whenever the updates are out. I do get some thoughts sometimes about covering other games, but I just don't always feel up to it because I know for a fact that they're not going to get as many views anyway, so yeah, maybe people like them, but not too focused on it at the moment. So I think that's everything. Definitely went well. for this update. Good luck on your summons if you plan to do any. I think the next unit is going to be a summer unit, almost guaranteed to be a summer unit, because if you look at the news, it does mention about the summer unit thing, like summer challenge. Yeah, this is a summer challenge, so I'm pretty sure in 2 weeks it's going to be a summer unit. I'm hoping it's summer Lily, but it's probably not. It has to be some waifu unit, but I don't know who it's going to be. We'll have to wait and see, and I'll see you when that update comes out for the summer unit, which should be exciting as well. Should be fun. I'm hoping it's an ice unit, or an ice mage would be nice, or thunder mage, something like that is what I would like to see. But we'll have to wait. I'm gonna go now. I need to have a break, and then I will add the timestamps to this video very soon later today. But I do have some things to do today, so I'll try to find the time, but I should have time. I like to do it the same day. So I'll see you in 2 weeks. Enjoy this update, because I think this is a good update, so yeah.